Hello everyone and welcome back. In our last session, we explored publication ethics and learned how honesty, originality and fairness are essential when sharing research. Today, we'll focus on one of the most sensitive and debated areas of publication ethics, authorship and contributorship. This is about giving proper credit to those who create knowledge and ensuring that recognition is fair and transparent. In academic publishing, what is authorship? Authorship means being publicly recognized as someone who has made a substantial intellectual contribution to a research study. An author's name on a paper is not just about recognition, it represents responsibility for the integrity of the work, accountability for accuracy and honesty, credit for the intellectual effort. Because careers, promotions and reputations depend heavily on publications, authorship is one of the most valuable aspects of research. Criteria for authorship. To avoid confusion, international bodies like International Committee of Medical Journal Editors have defined clear criteria for authorship. According to them, an author must meet all four of these conditions. 1. Significant contribution to the conception, design, execution or interpretation of the research. 2. Drafting or revising the manuscript critically for intellectual content. 3. Final approval of the version to be published. 4. Accountability for all aspects of the work ensuring accuracy and integrity. If someone does not meet these four criteria, any one of the criteria, they should not be listed as an author but may be acknowledged as contributor. These four parameters are essential to be considered for a authorship. Unethical practices in authorship. Sadly, many unethical practices exist around authorship. Some common ones are: number 1, gift authorship, adding someone's name, often a senior person, who did not contribute significantly just as a favor. 2nd, guest authorship, including a famous name to increase chances of acceptance even though they were not involved. 3rd, ghost authorship, excluding someone who did make a significant contribution, often to hide conflicts of interest. 4th and most important thing, order manipulation, changing the sequence of author names unfairly to promote or demote someone. These practices are not just unethical, they damage trust, create conflicts and even can lead to retraction of papers. Next, contributorship. What is contributorship? To address authorship disputes, many journals now use the concept of contributorship. Instead of just listing names, contributorship specifies the exact role of each person. Common categories include study design, data collection, data analysis, manuscript writing, funding acquisition, supervision and editing. This way, credit is given fairly and readers can see who did what. Example, researcher A, study design and methodology. Researcher B does data collection and analysis. Researcher C does manuscript writing and editing. This model increases transparency and reduces dispute as it clearly projects each author's work. Why authorship and contributorship matter? Authorship disputes are among the most common reasons for academic conflicts. They matter because authorship impacts academic careers, promotions and funding. Authorship carries legal and ethical responsibility for published work. Fair credits builds trust and teamwork in research groups. In short, authorship is not just about names, it's about integrity, accountability, and respect. To ensure fairness and avoid conflicts, here are some best practices. 1. Discuss authorship early in the project, not at the end. Before you start writing the paper, please decide. Agree on order of authors based on contribution, not hierarchy, not seniority. Use clear guidelines like ICM, JE or COPE standards. Acknowledge all contributors who do not meet authorship criteria. In case if they are unable to fit as author, please contributor. Keep records so that it will be highly transparent. Be consistent across multiple publications for the same project also. By following these practices, you protect both your own reputation and your team's harmony. Let's consider a real scenario. A PhD student works hard on experiments while the supervisor only provides guidance and resources. At the time of publication, the supervisor insists on being the first author. Is this ethical? According to publication ethics, first authorship should go to the person who contributed the most intellectually, in this case, the student. The supervisor may be listed as the corresponding author for providing guidance, but unfairly taking first authorship is unethical. For instance, if we take VIT always makes this standard. All research scholars are the first author, guides will be the corresponding author. Such cases highlight why clear communication and ethical standards are essential. Let's summarize today's session. Authorship requires significant intellectual contribution, writing, approval, and accountability. Unethical practices include gift, guest, ghost authorship, and unfair order manipulation. Contributorship increases transparency by listing specific roles. Best practices include early discussion, following guidelines, and fair acknowledgement. In our next topic, we'll continue with the related issue, publication misconduct, looking more closely at plagiarism, duplication, and falsification. Thank you for joining me in this session on authorship and contributorship. Here is a reflection question for you. Do you think supervisors should always be listed as authors on their student papers? Why or why not? Think about it, and I'll see you in the next lecture on publication misconduct. See you, and I'll meet you in the next video. Bye-bye.